I was so little I can't remember it that well.
Yeah.
Anyway, we moved to Owensboro, and then one night, and our Owensboro house was on the corner, and you'd go in the front door, and another people that owned the house, they lived on one side, and we lived on the other side, the corner side.
Uh-huh.
Duplex.
And so she was pregnant, and I had no idea what that meant. And so she was pregnant with Jimmy. And I had no idea. So they woke me up one night and took me next door, the same house, but next door, and put me in a big bed. And I went to sleep. So the next morning I came over, and she was laying there in the bed, and I was over there talking with her. And I heard something like a little puppy dog. And it was Jimmy.
Yeah.
And so
Wow.
that's all I remember.
That's life altering.
That's all I remember. So anyway, I came back the next morning and heard this little whimpering, and went over, and it was Jim. And I didn't even know she was pregnant.
Yeah, you didn't. So nobody ever said Mama's going to have a baby?
No.
It wasn't discussed.
That's what it was with Sonny.
But then we went back to.
With me.
They transferred us back to Paducah, and shortly after that, they sent us to Murray. And I went to. I rode a bus from downtown. Dad got a job at. I can't think if he was working at the post office then. Or,
No, he was working at the theater.
In Paducah as well?
In Paducah and Murray.
Okay.
But then he finally got a job at the. I think he quit the theater a year.
That was after you were grown almost when he started working at the post office.
No, I wasn't grown. I remember when I was 4 years old, I started going out to the trade school at Murray College.
You were 7 years old. You were in second grade.
Okay, I was whatever you say I
I'm
was.
sorry, but I just don't want them to picture you the way you weren't.
Why were you going to the trade school?
I was riding the bus to go out there to trade school, and why I was going out there, I had no idea.
To learn a trade?
No, it was just a training school for teachers that went to Murray State.
Oh.
It was a training school.
I went to the training school out at Murray, and it was a teachers college.
Oh, okay.
Murray State Teachers College.
All right.
And people were learning how to be teachers.
Yeah.
And us young kids would go in there, and there were rooms off to the side all the way around the main room.
Mm-hmm.
And the teachers would come over and go into little rooms with the students.
Mm-hmm.
And
They called it practice teaching.
Huh?
They called it practice teaching. The students.
My
would
two
sit-
boys went there, and it was the same building.
Yeah.
Can you believe that, Jean?
What's that?
Priscilla's two boys went there, did the same thing as you in the same building
Jane
all
went
those
there,
years
too.
later.
Yeah.
So you go there and you take the bus. You go there and you,
Went out there, it's a mile away. And as I grew up, I walked that mile many times.
it's good for you.
And
How old were you then? Would you say?
Between 4 and 7.
That's a long way for a 4-year-old to walk.
He was about in the 2nd grade.
I rode the bus
At first,
when I was
yeah.
when I was young, and then as I got, when I said I walked that's when I was running around with 2 or 3 boys. And my best friend's daddy ran your dad ran a service station.
Yeah, that was years later, though. That was years later.
Yeah. And that's
Was your
how I
daddy
got-
still at the theater then?
Yeah.
So I remember one night in the summer, it was 3 or 4 guys and myself. We walked from the college. We'd been out to the college, headed, just horsing around. And when we got down there, why somebody said, "Turn out the light." We had one main
Street light.
street light in Murray, and that was at where the National Theater was.
Okay.
And
There's Dad's service station.
they just kind of trotted across the street, and I went under the street light and pulled the lamp to turn out the street light. You might get one car all night long going through there.
Oh right. Okay.
Well, this cop was had been hiding out there under bushes.
Waiting for some shenanigans to happen in
And he
Paducah.
grabbed me and took me down to the service station.
Gene Page, Fairchild,
And
you have a past.
he said, "Where are those other guys?" I said, "Well, I don't."
I'm no snitch.
So anyway, they. This is a few years later, after we moved to Murray,
Mm.
and so they took me down there and put me under arrest, and I said I was by myself. I just went for the fun of it and turned out the light. Well, the other 3 or 4 boys came in and backed me up.
Nice.
So a few days later, we appeared before the judge, and the judge gave us.
About like you, Mark, when we had to appear before
So,
the judge, remember?
Well, hold on. But so your parents were called and had to come down and get you, or no? This all happened without your parents knowing.
They didn't know right then.
Okay.
And they knew, found out later. And of course, that didn't upset Dad too much, but Mom, it kind of upset.
So you were saying you appeared before the judge, all of you standing there. What happened?
This was a few days later. We appeared before the judge.
Okay.
See, if you go to Murray, there's a state capitol building there, city for the
Courthouse.
courthouse. And you go up every street towards the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And you walked up it, every one. On one corner was all the people that ran a hardware store, wasn't it? Didn't you have a hardware store there?
Oh, yeah, Uncle Clyde there.
Yeah, Uncle Clyde ran it.
That wasn't on the.
Yeah, I was on the corner of 4th and Main. Yeah.
Right. So, anyway, it's all rather vague to me.
It's a long time ago.
And these farmers would come in and sit around on these benches all the way around the courthouse whittling.
My grandfather was one of them.
I remember that when I was a kid, seeing the old man in overalls whittling. Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed my Thanksgiving supper, and I was very thankful to be with you all.
Well, you know, you recall you didn't know about your little brother, but I was 8 years old when Jane was born, and I didn't know my mom was pregnant.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I was 7 when he was born, and I didn't know she was expecting.
What did you
a baby.
think was going on there with the belly?
I don't have any idea. I remember
You just
exactly.
didn't notice it.
But what about other women? Wasn't it remarked upon when other women were having
We never-
babies? Like,
oh,
oh,
no,
look, she's going to have a
No,
baby.
that was-
We never
that kinda-
observed things
that
like that,
kind
Johnny.
of that kind of talk was verboten.
We just
Is
never
that right?
observed it.
No, you
we
didn't
never
talk-
observed it.
you didn't
we
talk
never looked
about-
at people's bellies.
You didn't talk about pregnant women.
Like a
No, that
teacher
was-
or a
that was
woman?
very
Don't-
vulgar.
don't do
Really?
that.
Oh
No,
yeah.
but
I mean,
no,
even
maybe not
among
in front of your parents.
friends,
Your mother
women
might say,
friends,
oh,
they would
yeah.
never.
Well,
no-
parents to kids.
Oh, okay.
Not, you know, I mean, just my mother would never use the word pregnant.